It takes about 3 weeks to cruise from Vancouver through the Panama Canal all the way back up to Miami. What a fantastic journey that is. So what are cruises for? Going under big bridges, of course, and at some point you're bound to do this. This is the Bridge of the Americas in Panama, but sometimes you'll get an extra special one like the Golden Gate in San Francisco. This is just an awesome bridge, and sometimes you feel that the mast on top of the ship is going to snap off as it goes under. Just absolutely stunning. You just got to be there to really appreciate it. Sometimes you get to see some really nice skylines. This particular one's Panama City, but even better, only from a cruise ship can you get some really good sunsets like this one. The canal itself is absolutely huge, a much bigger version of what you might expect, and the ships barely get through. There's inches on either side, and the boats are pulled through with tugs both on land and on the sea. And there's various engineering feats to see, and it's just absolutely wonderful watching it through 8 hours of the day from one end to the other. The thing about cruise ships is they're really huge. The one I stayed on, which is 1,200 passengers, is just mid-range, and it's still several hundred feet long and would take you several minutes to walk from one end to the other. But the bigger the ship, the more facilities it has. I think one of the most negative things about cruising is the amount of time in port. Look at this, 9 till 5, 8 till 4, only 8 hours. Not enough. Because of this you might end up on a lovely beach somewhere, but you'll still see the ship in the distance. If you do manage to arrange an excursion either on board ship or even beforehand, you can go to some lovely places. This is Acapulco in Mexico, and you do get to see some lovely views as well. This is the Chapel of Peace on the mountainside. Quite often in exotic countries you see interesting animals, this one just walking on the street, or you might even see some weird birds as well. And of course you can be as touristy as you want to be. I really like Miami as a city to visit, and what's extra special is leaving for sail away is just superb. The views are stunning and you end up seeing South Beach fade away into the distance. Of course, one of the most great things about cruising is that you meet loads of new people, and it's quite easy to do. And you also don't have to dine with them if you don't really want to. Most cruise ships have this open dining policy where you don't have to be with the same people every day. This is Key West if you fancy a little bit of a drive tagged onto the end of your cruise. Of course you'll see some weird things as you enter port, but also you'll do some more interesting things. This is the Capilano Suspension Bridge in Vancouver. At the end of the cruise I visited the Space Centre. This wasn't on the agenda, but it was just a fantastic thing to do if you're into this sort of thing. And this is what cruises offer you. Sometimes you're just near to where some feature is that you just have to go and see. Fantastic. So if you haven't been on a cruise, I suggest you try at least one and then say that you don't like it, but I'm sure you will.